Good day, class. In life, you will find that most people learn and understand principles and concepts much easier when they see pictures. Graphs are an ideal way of doing just that. My name is Michael Rooi. Today we will learn the procedure for creating a line graph, a column graph, a bar graph, and a pie graph. For this purpose, we will use the maximum temperatures for a Monday to Friday week. All our graphs will therefore indicate two pieces of information: the day and the temperature. It is also important to remember that temperature is measured in degrees Celsius, and thus very important that our graph reflects this. Let's start with the line graph. For any graph, we need two axes: a horizontal axis and a vertical axis. The two axes meet at what we call the origin. It is also important to ensure that the angle between the horizontal axis and the vertical axis is exactly 90 degrees. We will use the horizontal axis to indicate the days of the week. Notice that the space between the origin and each weekday is equal. We will use the vertical axis to indicate temperature. Remember to indicate that it is measured in degrees Celsius. Just as we did on the horizontal axis, the space between the origin and each point is equal. Our next step is to plot the temperature points for each day. Let us start with Monday. The temperature for Monday is 34 degrees Celsius. We simply draw an imaginary vertical line from Monday parallel to the vertical axis and an imaginary horizontal line from the 34 degrees Celsius point parallel to the horizontal axis. Where these two lines meet, we plot a point. Now for Tuesday. The temperature for Tuesday is 24 degrees Celsius. Just as we did before, we draw an imaginary vertical line from Tuesday parallel to the vertical axis and an imaginary horizontal line from the 24 degrees Celsius mark parallel to the horizontal axis. Where these two imaginary lines meet, we plot a point. Let us continue to do exactly the same for Wednesday, being 17 degrees Celsius, Thursday, 22 degrees Celsius, and Friday, being 26 degrees Celsius. Now all that is left for us to do is to join the points using straight lines. This is our line graph completed. The next slide is an exercise for you to complete. a friend tells you that he has achieved the following marks in the weekly technology tests for April. In week 1, he achieves 14 out of 30. And so you can see his marks for the other 3 weeks as well. Are you immediately able to tell whether your friend is improving or not? Not so easy, is it? How could we use a line graph to give us an indication of his performance? I've given you a hint. Let us use percentages. I've done it for you. 14 out of 30 is equal to 47%. 10 out of 20 is equal to 50%. What I would like you to do now is to draw the following table. Do so in your workbooks. Complete the table by filling in the missing percentages for weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once you have done so, complete a simple line graph to demonstrate your friend's performance. Once you have drawn your line graph, use the graph to answer this very important question. Is your friend's performance improving or not? Now, let us take a look at what your graph looks like. Is your graph similar to mine? If so, very well done. We will now move on to the column graph.